What if everything you've been told about self-love is a comfortable lie? What if, instead of making you stronger, endlessly repeating self-affirmations is quietly keeping you stuck, or even holding you back from the life you want? Let's peel back the layers and dive into the dark truth about self-love that nobody tells you. Hey, you're watching the Growth Mindset Project, where we challenge your thinking, ignite your personal transformation, and dive deep into the building blocks of real growth. So, if you're serious about building confidence, resilience, and living a life that excites you, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss a single breakthrough. So, let's get right to it. The concept of self-love is everywhere, in therapy, self-help books, and all over social media. We're told to be kind to ourselves, forgive ourselves, repeat affirmations in the mirror, and treat ourselves as our own best friend. Many therapists, coaches, and influencers champion self-love as the ultimate solution to mental health, loneliness, and lack of confidence. But is constant self-love the answer for everyone? Or could it also be the problem? Let me take you inside the field of therapy for a moment. Years ago, as a new therapist, I sat in on a lecture by a prestigious Harvard psychiatrist. He posed a scenario. A patient walks in and says, "Doctor, can you help me find a girlfriend?" My first instinct was to say yes. That's what we do, right? Help people achieve their goals? But the real answer, apparently, was not to answer with solutions, but to redirect. What does a girlfriend mean to you? How does it make you feel to not have one? Therapy, I learned, was about feelings, not outcomes. And that's the default setting in our industry. Talk about feelings, process emotions, and above all, offer buckets of self-love and acceptance. For some people, this really does work. For about half the clients I've seen, learning to treat themselves with kindness after a lifetime of internal criticism is life-changing. Self-love can be absolutely transformative when your biggest obstacle is self-loathing or trauma. But what about the other half? What if you're someone who doesn't want another pep talk, doesn't want a participation ribbon, and actually despises the current version of yourself? The more you're told to love yourself, the more you want to roll your eyes. Or worse, you start to feel even more broken for not being able to conjure up that feeling. Maybe you don't want to love this version of you. Maybe what you want is real, visible change. A life where you've won your own respect, not just your therapist's compassion. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Constantly being told you're enough, when you know deep down you're selling yourself short, can be deeply invalidating. It's like smothering the spark of ambition that could have lit your path to real change. If you're finding this resonates so far, pause just a second. Go ahead and like this video and drop a comment below. Is self-love working for you, or does it sometimes feel forced or even frustrating? Your experiences matter here, and I want to hear them. See, self-love is only half of the equation. For a lot of us, the so-called negative emotions, guilt, shame, disappointment, aren't always the enemy. These feelings can be powerful motivators for positive change. Guilt signals to us when we've fallen short of our own standards. Shame can trigger self-reflection and growth when we use it right. But the always choose self-compassion crowd often treats these emotions like dangerous viruses, to be soothed away in the warmth of gentle self-talk. But what if those uncomfortable emotions are actually your greatest allies? What if instead of numbing them, you transform them into fire, the kind that fuels your progress? Here's the missing piece that self-love culture rarely mentions. You don't always have to fix your feelings. Sometimes you fix your life, and your feelings catch up later. Imagine you go to the beach and you feel embarrassed about your body. Sure, you can talk through that embarrassment with a friend, seeking reassurance, soaking up their love, and that might help in the short term. But there's another path. You can tackle the discomfort head on. Start exercising, change your diet, push yourself to evolve, and little by little, you become the person you're proud to be. Your embarrassment fades because you transformed its source. Yet, if you've ever spent countless therapy sessions circling the same emotions, never addressing what's driving your unhappiness, you might know how hollow those affirmations can feel. It's easy to stall out in endless self-compassion without ever building the life that you want. Now, to be fair, some brilliant therapists do specialize in real-world change. Tools like motivational interviewing and coaching models are designed for action, for building habits and rewiring how you live. But most of the time, therapy stays in the realm of thoughts and feelings, and the self-love mantra just loops on endless repeat. And that brings us to one of the most fascinating lessons I've learned, not just in therapy, but outside the consulting room. Let's look at a totally different world, military boot camp. Why do so many people come out of grueling, harsh boot camps with more confidence, pride, and self-respect than they ever had before? You'd think being yelled at, pushed to your limits, even told you're not good enough, over and over would break you. But often, it does the opposite. There's a hidden psychological principle at work. When a drill sergeant is tough on you, they're sending two messages. On the surface, there's criticism. Underneath, there's unwavering faith. No matter how many times you fall, they don't quit on you. You keep showing up, you keep getting another chance. The message is clear. Whether you make it is up to you, but I won't kick you out. I believe you can. Even friends can follow this pattern, giving you a hard time but secretly rooting for your growth. This culture doesn't coddle self-pity. It doesn't hand out self-love for free. It gives you something even better, the opportunity to prove yourself to yourself. This is where real transformation happens, not through unconditional self-love, but through earned self-respect. And research backs this up. Psychologist Angela Duckworth's concept of grit, the tenacious, never-give-up spirit that drives people to achievement, is more closely linked to success than endless self-compassion. Grit isn't the opposite of self-love, but it's a different path. It's about refusing to quit, even when you fall short. So here's the real alternative for anyone tired of the self-love echo chamber. Build grit. Don't obsess over trying to love yourself before you've earned it. Instead, focus on not giving up when things get hard. It doesn't matter if you're not confident yet. It doesn't matter if you don't like yourself yet. Just keep moving. The pride, the self-respect, even the love, they come later, as a byproduct of showing up for yourself again and again. And by the way, now's a great time for a quick reminder. If you're finding this video valuable, smash that like button, consider subscribing, and drop a comment about what self-love really means to you. Is it boosting you up, or is it keeping you in a comfort zone? Here's the bold truth, rarely said out loud. You probably don't need more self-love. You need more grit. You need to build a life that earns your respect. Real change happens when you turn frustration into fuel, when you use discomfort as a signal to take action, and when you refuse to throw in the towel after you stumble. That's why here at the Growth Mindset Project, we're huge proponents of growth through challenge, not endless affirmation. Therapy and self-compassion have a place, especially for healing deep wounds. But if you want transformation, focus more on what you do, not just how you feel. Craft a life that your future self can look back on and say, I did that. I'm proud of who I became. And if you're with me, if you're ready to forge a path beyond the warm blanket of self-love and into the fire of self-actualization, check out some of the other videos right here on the Growth Mindset Project. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and keep building that grit. Your future self will thank you for it.